Available in paperback at e-readers, Isis, Dark Incubus. The goddess next door gets enthralled in a romantic entanglement with an evil incubus in this all-new Isis series adventure. Get your copy of Isis, Dark Incubus in paperback and e-readers today. A 15-year-old girl was lured online to the home of a man who held her captive and raped her.
Now to a very disturbing story out of the Bronx. A man is now under arrest for allegedly using social media to lure a teenage girl from New Jersey to his apartment where he repeatedly raped her.
And as terrible as that is alone, there is more. The NYPD says he had been arrested before for the same type of horrific act in Manhattan and was out on bail awaiting his sentencing when police say he struck again. Now, police put out this mugshot asking for any other potential victims to come forward.
Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis is live in the Belmont section with the very latest on this very disturbing investigation. Marcus.
And Liz and Dave, first to that incident last year that the suspect was awaiting sentencing on involved a 15-year-old girl somehow deemed to be consensual. And so the suspect pled guilty only to a misdemeanor. This time, the charges are far more serious and police believe there could be additional victims.
I could tell something was not right, and then she goes, "My daughter's missing." And she started telling the story.
A terrifying story that ended with police rescuing a 15-year-old girl from the suspected serial predator holding her captive. 24-year-old William Creedle is charged with luring the teen he met online to this building where he allegedly drugged, raped, and beat her.
It's shocking to hear something like this could happen right next to my office.
Fulvia Anacasio was approached in her business by the girl's mother, who discovered the teen had left their home in New Jersey Monday night. By early Tuesday, the girl's parents tracked their daughter's tablet to Hughes Avenue in the Belmont section and began searching.
I could see it in their face. Yeah, they was desperate to know her whereabouts, you know. So that's when I just said, well, I could look around.
Hours later, the NYPD knocked down the apartment door, inside which they say they found drugs and guns. Creedle's rap sheet includes other violent crimes and sex-related offenses.
I'm happy to hear that the daughter's safe, probably traumatized, shocked, but at least she survived.
Well, again, police concerned there could be additional victims, which is part of the reason why the suspect's photographed, released. Anyone with any information is urged to call Crime Stoppers. And we're live in the Belmont section of the Bronx. Marcus Solis, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Thank you.
Now, in this alleged incident that took place in the Bronx, 24-year-old William Creedle met a 15-year-old girl on Instagram, and after meeting this girl on Instagram, he had a Lyft car sent to her home to pick her up in New Jersey, and after he got her to come from New Jersey all the way to the Bronx, this is where he put the girl through a very terrifying ordeal where he wound up taking her tablet to keep her from being able to communicate with her friends and family, and then went out here and took her into his bedroom, pulled out a firearm, pushed her on a bed, removed her clothes, and then penetrated her. And then after assaulting her like this, had her drink marijuana, smoke marijuana, and drink Snapple from a liquid tasting like orange soda with a strange aftertaste, possibly some sort of sodium substance to drug her, where she felt woozy and tired after drinking this substance. And this is where William Creedle wound up molesting her several more times throughout the night after hiding her tablet while the girl pleaded to want to go home. Now, after this girl went through this ordeal, she basically had to possibly run to the police looking for help, and eventually she wound up again getting that help and eventually led police to William Creedle, who is a repeat offender as related to these type of sex crimes. And it's been reported that William Creedle, this isn't the first time he did this. He also did this same type of thing to a 14-year-old girl in 2023, where he had the girl transported by Uber to his apartment, and forced her to participate in and be in sex acts that she did not consent to. And again, in that same act, he was basically, again, arrested and then charged and then put into custody, where they disturbingly put him into mental health counseling, but he failed to return to get that mental health counseling, and that's what led to this victim being targeted by the sexual predator. Now, the police see this as an isolated incident, but when I take a critical examination of the pattern of predatory behavior from this man, William Credell, it definitely fits the pattern and profile for beta males that I talk about in my book, The Man Crisis, and also fits the pattern and profile of antisocial behavior of cyber simps that I talk about in chapters of my book, Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Now, this William Credell definitely fits the pattern and profile of the antisocial sexual predatory behavior that I talk about in my chapter of The Man Crisis, talking about the sexual frustration of the beta male and the sexual deviancy of the beta male, where these men have a problem with their sexuality and expressing their sexuality, and this is what leads to them going to a disturbing place I call the secret world. Now, when these men go to the place that I call the secret world, they don't go out here and have healthy sexual expression. No, these men basically, they have no connection to people, and because they don't have a connection to people, they don't see women as people. No, they see them as objects in their disturbing sexual fantasies. And when it comes down to this William Credell, he possibly has a disturbing fetish for underage minors that he goes out here and looks to abuse, because he doesn't really see them as the children that they are, but sees them as objects for him to abuse as related to the perverted sexual fantasies that he has. And in those perverted sexual fantasies, he participates in this series of sexual violence. Again, sexual violence where he, again, goes out here and takes out firearms and, again, forces these poor underage girls to, again, participate in these acts. And these girls don't know who they're dealing with because they go online unaware of the danger that is online in places like Instagram. Now, in my other book, Stop Simping in Cyberspace, I talk about the dangers of going online as related to online dating, whether it be on online dating apps or meeting people on sites like Instagram. There's a lot of danger on those sites, and a lot of kids go on these sites not understanding the danger that's there, because what happens with a lot of predators like this William Credell is alleged to be is that these guys basically go out here and create digital online personas that are very friendly and charming, and a lot of times these kids can't really know how to have the instinct to go out here and know that to differentiate between these type of guys. And since they can't really read this person, they can't, because they haven't met this person face to face, and in many cases they don't have the life experience to understand that you have to know how to sit down and read people. They basically wind up getting involved with these predators because these males basically tell them what they want to hear. Now, in a lot of these cases, these girls basically, they're not getting their emotional needs met by their fathers or the men in their lives, and sadly they go online looking for love from these guys online and look for attention from these guys online, not understanding the clear and present danger that they're in by getting into contact with these guys online. Because what these poor teenage girls don't understand is that the guys who are online, in a lot of cases as related to sites like Instagram and online dating, who are out here in a girl's DMs, a lot of cases these guys basically are the bottom of the barrel, and they can't really get much attention in the real world as related to the social marketplace. So they go online looking for people out here because they know if they go out into the real world, they're gonna get cooked and roasted, and they're gonna get again, people who look at them and look at their character and see something is wrong with them. And with this William Credell, definitely there was something wrong with this guy. This guy really has serious issues as related to, again, women. He has serious issues because he goes out here looking to abuse teenage girls. And this is what I want you to understand. This guy is a predator looking to prey on teenage girls and looking to abuse teenage girls. He wants to go out here and look to get power over someone. He wants to get power over someone who he feels cannot fight him back. This is why he's going after teenage girls and not looking to pursue relationships with grown women. This is what these beta male predators go out here and do. Again, they look for young children to prey on. And again, I want you to understand this is a child who doesn't know what they're doing when they go online. And again, this is one of the reasons why it's important for parents to supervise their children, especially when they're on sites like social media, because in a lot of cases, there are a lot of people who are on social media who are putting on these personas. A lot of these dregs of society, these people at the bottom of the barrel of society, they put on a persona. And since your kids don't have any sort of discernment because they haven't grown up enough, they basically get involved with these people, not understanding the clear and present danger that they're in. And sadly, that's what happened here to this 15-year-old girl who thought she met a guy who she thought was cool, but didn't understand that this was all part of a pattern. When it comes down to these type of predators, it's a pattern that's as related to these type of predators, and it basically leads to them going out here and looking for someone to prey on. And the whole thing is, if you're not able to identify the pattern, and usually even people with long backgrounds in criminology don't even have the background to identify these type of people. But this guy, it was, again, looking for someone to prey on. And that's where I got a bone to pick with the New York justice system, which basically released this guy saying, oh, he needs counseling. No, when you have a predator like this, when you have a predator like this who has a pattern of preying on people, because again, according to the system, again, he's, again, gone out here and assaulted his mom, gone out here and, again, has issues with women, again, has issues with women that he, again, was, again, threatening his mother with a knife. Again, he has real serious issues. And this guy with multiple arrests, you go out here and say, hey, oh, let's just get him some counseling. No, when you have a male like this, who is going out here participating in a pattern of sexual violence, the only thing you can do with an individual like this is remand them into custody so that they won't be a threat to society. Because when this type of individual, with these sex criminals as I've known, from what I've been reading, when they go out here and commit a crime and you give them a pass, there is a guarantee that they're going to repeat again. And that's what sadly happened here, because New York's criminal justice system, again, let this guy fall through the cracks. They let this predator fall through the cracks, and what he did was find another young child to go out here and prey on. And what he did was go out here and prey on this child, again imprisoning her, looking to confine her, looking to keep her away from communicating with people, again, taking away her power and her agency. And that's what these beta male predators do. They look for somebody to take their power and agency away from, because again, for these men, sex is not about pleasure, it's about power. And they see the women in their lives as objects they can get power over. They're looking for somebody to overpower and control. And that's basically what was done here by this 24-year-old man. This 24-year-old man was looking to, again, abuse a teenage girl, again, and then after he abused this teenage girl, he then, again, finally got caught again, but he should have never been let out. And that's where, again, I have that bone to pick with New York's criminal justice system. With policies like bail reform and policies like letting these sexual predators out, you're not making people here in New York and New Jersey safe. I mean, this guy, again, he went to great lengths just to, again, get with this girl. Again, this is the type of behavior that these predators do, and if they're not stopped, they escalate their behavior to serial killing in many cases, and that's what can happen, again, if you don't check these type of guys. But sadly, many people don't take it seriously until somebody sadly winds up dead. But this guy, thank God, was finally caught after a second victim, but he should have never been let out after the first victim. And hopefully he remains in custody and winds up being put in prison on felony charges that keep him in jail for a long time. Put him in jail for a long time and keep him away from being online and have him winding up in prison where he deserves to be. If these charges are true, he will deserve to be in prison. He deserves to be in prison with Bubba, Tiny, Roscoe, Big Dave, Melvin, and Mr. Sprinkles. And when they hear what he has done, they definitely are going to have no problem going out here and trading this dude's front side and his backside for Little Debbie snack cakes, ramen noodles, packets of Crystal Light lemonade, packets of Crystal Light tea, off-brand orange drink, off-brand grape drink, off-brand kiwi strawberry drink, off-brand fruit punch, off-brand apple juice, off-brand vanilla wafers, off-brand Oreo cookies, off-brand duplex cookies, off-brand ginger snaps, off-brand vanilla wafers, Hunt's snack pack puddings, Fritos chips, the beef summer sausage, the beef jerky with cheese, soy sauce packets, packets of sriracha sauce, packets of mayonnaise, packets of Velveeta cheese. They ain't gonna have no problem trading this dude's front side and his backside for items in the commissary and trading him for prison recipes like bricks and burritos and doo-wop cakes. And as they do the doo-wop on his front side and his backside, turning him completely out, I got no problem with them doing that, because what he did to these children was reprehensible, and he would deserve everything he would get in prison. He would deserve everything he would get in prison, because this monster, again, basically, again, destroyed the life of a child. And that's what the thing that disgusts me most about this story. Again, this guy coming after a child. This is just, again, he shows sick predatory behavior, and the sad part is people in the state of New York didn't take it seriously in the beginning, and he's showing patterns, again, of serialized behavior that show his clear and present danger, a clear and present danger when it comes down to people online. Again, this is why you got to be careful out here on social media, because everybody who is on social media isn't social. No, there's a lot of antisocial individuals on these platforms, and you gotta watch out for these individuals, because it's a matter of your children's life and death. Because this guy basically, again, went out here, sent Lyft to go pick up a child, and so he could go out here and prey on them. And this is what happens when you don't supervise your children on the internet. Supervise them on sites like Instagram, sites where your children, again, are being targeted by these predators looking to prey on young girls and young boys. It's not a safe place out here. I go in depth on this in Stop Simping in Cyberspace, where I talk about how these cyber simps operate, because a lot of these cyber simps, a lot of these guys, they do participate in antisocial behaviors, from thirsty comments all the way to looking to prey on women. And again, when it comes down to these guys, a lot of these guys are not wrapped too tight. This is why they're online and create these personas that you think are non-threatening until you get into a home with them. And that's where they show you the threat that they have as related to how dangerous they are. I mean, this guy basically, again, with a felony conviction, continues to look for children to prey on. And I think if these were white girls he went after, they would have put him away a long time, but because this was possibly a black child, he didn't do anything. And again, that just absolutely disgusts me because, again, when it comes down to these type of predators, from my years of research, these are some of the most dangerous individuals out here, and that's what makes going online, again, dangerous for children who don't know the dangers of being online. And again, this is why you've got to watch your children, watch who they interact with on social media, and basically be able to look at what they're reading and what they're writing. You've got to look for what's going on because when it comes down to these type of people, they are a clear and present danger that many parents really don't look out for, but you really have to look out for, because one of these guys could be out here and again go after your child and basically do something horrible to them. And the whole thing is that you wouldn't know, because that's what these parents didn't know. They didn't even know their daughter was out of the house as related to this guy. And again, this is why you've got to really be careful. And again, this is something I stress in Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Again, you don't know the dangers that are online. Again, little kids don't know that. They just think, oh, I'm talking to someone and it's really cool. You don't know that this guy's a predator. And again, a predator looking to prey on you and looking to prey on someone in your family. That's what makes these guys dangerous all around. And again, when it comes to the cyber simp, they are some of the most dangerous ones out here. Again, these guys are not wrapped too tight. And again, you don't know you're in danger until you finally meet this person in the real world. And this is why I stress going out to meet real people in the real world, because when you meet people face to face in the real world, you can get a sense of their spirit, you can get a sense of their vibe, you can get a sense of their personality. You can read this person because they're looking straight at you, and as they're looking straight at you, you can see whether this person is a threat or not, and basically assess who they are based on what you're seeing right now, because you can have that discernment, and that discernment can keep you out of danger. Now, if you want to learn how to identify the antisocial behavior of cyber simps and antisocial behavior of beta males, you can pick up my books, The Man Crisis and Stop Simping in Cyberspace, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. And if you want to learn about how these simps operate, you can pick up my book, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, on Amazon.com as well. And these books are also available at other online booksellers like Draft Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you want to see me talk more about the Man Crisis and cyber simps, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App by clicking the link in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle, Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Learn how to avoid predatory females like Instagram models and e-girls in their virtual con games with Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Get your copy of Stop Simping in Cyberspace in paperback and Kindle today. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, The Man Crisis. Learn why so many men are struggling to find their way in an increasingly gynocentric world in The Man Crisis. Get your copy of The Man Crisis in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.